How's it going, everyone? This is JLH Mac here for OP Poker. Today we're going to be looking at the new POKERSTARS Power Up Championship, and I guess we can also talk about week 5 of our bankroll challenge. So we got lots to talk about here in today's video. I'm going to start by looking at the POKERSTARS Power Up Championship that was released a few days ago. We're going to jump straight into how the challenge works. So I've been playing this over on our Twitch stream. If you want to join in with the fun live, not just me, but also Nick has been streaming it. The Power Up Championship is a challenge that you can find on the POKERSTARS website, where it will be finished with a live stream over on Twitch, and the winner will be getting $3,000. Now, to go into the nitty-gritty of this challenge, I will quickly go and find the right webpage. And here it is. So, the POKERSTARS Power Up Championship. Become the first ever Power Up champion. Stamp your mark in Power Up history and you can win a share of $5,000. Top 3 are paid and first place gets $3,000. But along the way, there are a bunch of challenges, and each of those will be paying out pretty nice sums. There will be a prize pool for each person that completes the qualifiers. So if you are only able to do qualifier 1 and qualifier 2, you'll be able to share a portion of the money split between everyone else who's also completed this challenge. So definitely give it a shot. I think the value is clearly there. If you even manage to qualify 4, you get to share between $500 if you're even just playing $1 stakes, and then $1,000 if you're playing $7 stakes. So everyone who got qualified for Q4, you get to share this kind of money. I think that's really, really good. And then if you do manage to qualify, you get to play in a leaderboard. Now, first, let's go through how the qualification phases goes, because that's what we're playing at the moment. I have already completed the Masters Challenge, which is the $1 and $3 stakes, but I will try and describe what the goal is of each challenge. So for qualifier round 1, this is what you start with in this challenge, and the aim of the game is to win one of your first 3 power-ups. Now, if you fail the first time around, you get 5 attempts at each qualifier. So it's not entirely lost if you lose your first 3 games. But it does mean it's quite difficult to win Q4 when it gets really tough. So Q1 is win 1 of 3 games. Q2 is to win 2 of 6 games. And then Q3 and Q4 get a lot harder. I don't want to spoil it for you all in case you want to find out for yourself. So I hope you will all jump in and try it. So for those of you who like to play for between $1 and $3 stakes, there's an option. It's called Masters. And for those of you who want to play the Grandmaster leaderboard, you have to play the 7s or the $15 power-ups. And that is what we're currently doing. I'm sure that in our next video we'll go through the leaderboard system, because we're already guaranteed to get into the leaderboard for the Masters limit, which is the $1 and $3 games. You can qualify for both. So you can qualify for both the $1 and $3 leaderboard and the $7 and $15 leaderboard. So I hope you'll all give it a go. Other than that, we've also played some 6+ at the beginning of the week. So in case you're not aware, if you're looking at this just because of the Power Up Championship, I've been doing a challenge to go from $30 up to 1K. We hit that, and recently we decided to go for another goal, a lot bigger this time. We're going for $30K. Last video, we were sitting on 1,730-ish. Unfortunately, the 6+ didn't go so well. We had some big pots, and that pushed us down to 1,450-ish, maybe even 1,400. But we've been playing the power-ups now, and we've made a steady profit. As you would expect from these power-ups, they've gotten really soft recently because of this promotion, I guess. And we're going to jump straight into a power-up now, and I'll show you how it works. So I'm going to jump into a $7 power-up. Right, so for very first hand, we've got two players. I think I recognize the Victor. He's a friend of the stream. He's over on our Discord channel. Really good player. And M. Mattel, maybe I've seen 1 or 2 games before, but nothing special. We're going to fold King 9. Might look a bit nitty, but the powers that we have behind are pretty useless overall compared to how strong you can have on the first hand. If you've never played Power Up before, it's a winner-take-all format. We got lots and lots of videos on our YouTube channel on how to play, so don't be afraid to go check them out. I'm going to use this X-ray power to do something called cycling. If you want to learn about cycling, we even did a video on that, so try and find that one. Basically, the premise of cycling is to get a new power in your hand. Anyway, we are currently playing the $7 games because we're trying to qualify for the leaderboard section of the Grandmasters. So we still need one more win so we can move on to Q4, which is the last qualifying round. Right now we're at 3 of 4, so if we win this game, we will be able to move into Q4. I think if I lose this game, I have to attempt it all over again. So we'll see. We get 5 tries, so it's not the end of the world if we lose, but we're going to try our best to win this one, of course. So we've got the Victor here. Let's get the headset on so I can hear what's going on. Have we ever played M. Metal? No, we have not. Cheeky little value bet there. Alright, so we got now 2 powers that I really like. The EMP power stops any further powers being used on the betting round, and reload, redraw 1 or both of your whole cards. If you want to learn about any of the powers, we've done a video for each specific power, so make sure to check those out, and we give like a general idea of how to play them. I'm going to see a flop, hit 2 pair, easy game. 2 pair is strong in power up as well as regular hold'em. It's not as strong, but still pretty good. I'm going to use, do I want to use X-ray? Yes, I am. I'm going to use X-ray, figure out what he's got. If we see a heart or a 4 or a 5 or something like that, probably want to play it a little bit different. We see he has a 10. I think we can just raise it up. So if we see someone has a heart or a 4 or a 5, you know what turns could be bad for us, what turns could be good for us, etc. Are they drawing, are they not? He's used the upgrade power and got rid of the card that we've seen. Gets rid of the queen. We still have a 3 though. And then goes all in. Not the best situation to be in, I have to say. Do we want to use the reload power? I think we do. We're going to look for a 6 or a 3. We hit a 5. We're in quite a bit of trouble against any 6 or better, so I'm going to make a very tight fold here. I think we're in trouble there. Generally speaking, we aren't too scared of that because he just had a 10, but that was the worst outcome that you can imagine. And that happens a lot in power up, so I hope you need to get ready for that. All right, we got 10 big blinds. We got an ace. Our opponent can't use any powers other than X-ray, which will allow him to see one of our whole cards. So some of the time he'll see a 4, some of the time he'll see an ace. If he doesn't, we just take the blinds. I'm fine with. And now we're 800 chips down, but it's okay. Let's see a flop. Guess we want to just fold. The next thing that I'm going to want to do is remove the Intel power. So hopefully I get a good opportunity to use it for its actual worth. But even if I don't, I'm just going to use it, then fold, and then next turn get a better power. Because I have an okay combination here. So the most likely combination of powers that I would use in this spot would be Engineer and EMP for value to try and win a big pot. But we can do better than that, so use the Intel power. An 8 of clubs, which doesn't really change much. I'm still wanting to go all but one chip against 4 powers. Take it down. Let's see what the new power is that we get. Hopefully something useful. Okay. Definitely an improvement. Engineer and deploy is really, really useful when you've got drawing hands. So let's say you've got a flush draw or a straight draw. Let's say you see the flop, you get a flush draw. You see the turn, you still haven't hit. You hit the river, you still haven't hit. Then you can use engineer and deploy to give yourself a third chance. You can end up having 5 shots at hitting your straight draw. It's pretty mad. All right. King Jack, pretty useful hand here. I'm thinking about just trying to take those blinds right now. I think that's the play I want to do. Yeah. Just going to try and take the lines. Not looking good. Not looking good at all. Sad times. Let's see how the challenge is going. Do we have another shot? Or do we have to restart it? Nope. We do have another shot, so give it a go. Get another game going. Alright. Straight into another game. I don't know either of these players. Uncle Gringo from Canada. Best Gamer from Russia. Good luck to you both. Alright, we've managed to start off with a very nice combination of powers. So I will be raising with Jack 4. This is one of the best 2 power combos because you can pick out from the next 3 deck cards the card that you want, and then if you want to put it in your hand, you can. So if you see an ace on the flop, you can use engineer. If you see another ace, you can just put it in your hand. Pretty useful power. Means you can be a lot more aggressive with your betting actions. So as you can see right now, we only have a jack, or maybe we got some backdoor clubs. But we also have backdoor straight draws, and with these power cards, I'm going to be sticking around. So now if we can find a 10, we would have the nuts. So one of our opponents has used engineer here. Take out the 5 of hearts and bet again. This looks good. Jack and a 4 are both good for us. Huh. Okay. Now what do we want to do? Do we want to use engineer ourselves, or do we want pocket jacks, or what? I think what we want to do is look for a 10. So we can find a 4, which is probably not that good. Or the jack. We've already seen another 4 that's been discarded. So it's quite unlikely we can hit that strong. But by the river, we could hit 2 pair with upgrade or a straight. So we're looking for a 10, an 8, a 3, a 9, a queen. Okay, we're just looking for the 10 now. Let's see if we can find it. Really big pot. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. We had a bunch of options. We saw so many cards that weren't a 10. We knew it was going to come eventually. Get it in. Doesn't look like we're going to get called though. Nope. Alright, well, we take a fairly sizable pot down very first hand. So I'm quite happy with that. If we can win this, then we will complete qualifier 3. So that would be good. I'm going to try our utmost here. Three, 2 is not the one. So if you notice in power-up games, the blind structure doesn't increase every few minutes. It instead increases after a certain amount of hands. So right now it's at every 5 hands, the blinds will increase. I find that quite useful because sometimes hands don't take that long at all. Sometimes they do take quite a lot of time, especially if people are new to the game and they need to think about what they're doing. We got a straight here. So we're heads up now. Let's try and take it down. We got a nice advantage in points. So I'm going to be, in general, I'm going to be raising wide right here with 4-3 against the unknown player. I won't be. If I'm playing a regular, I would raise any 2 because I know they need to fold a lot. But Uncle Gringo maybe won't fold a lot. So I'll just leave the weaker part of my range out of it. We've got an open-ended straight draw here, so I'm going to bet out. He uses the disintegrate power on the queen. I wouldn't be upset at all. We'll go for some betting. If he had a flush, I think he would most likely raise, right? So I think he's fairly capped. When someone is capped, it means they don't have the very strongest hands. And that's useful for us. It means that we can put some serious pressure on, especially when we have points if we need to improve our hand. So even if we are bluffing, we could end up winning the pot, which is pretty sick. Bet small, and this turn card is not what I'm looking for. I think I'm going to use the scanner power. Alright, we do unfortunately see a jack coming as the second card. That's not great. We're going to have to discard and check. Open for a 7 or a jack. Oh, it would have been disintegrated anyway, so there you go. I think we're looking really good here, especially if we can get a better combination of powers. Right now, the powers that we have here, the engineer and the scanner power both do very similar things. They allow you to see the next card coming from the deck. So we want a third power that does a different utility. Specifically, I want the power upgrade or reload. As we said earlier about engineer and upgrade being such a sweet combo, works with reload as well. Basically the same concept. Got an ace here, so I'm going to raise it up. Just keep putting the pressure on when we've got lots of points and our opponent doesn't. Okay, 5-2, not looking great. We do see a 5 is coming up though, so we're going to at least see a flop. And we flop 2 pair, so that's nice. Bet it. Alright, let's see what the new power is. Deploy, okay. Not quite engineer or reload, but when we do have suited connector type hands, it's going to be really useful. So I'm not going to complain over that one. It's definitely one of the better cards to find. If you played Power Up a few months back, you wouldn't have recognized Deploy. It's a new power that allows you to add a card to the board. It creates all sorts of weird dynamics where if you have free to a straight or free to a flop, even before a flop is dealt, you've got a really strong hand there. I think we'll just give up. It's a tiny pot. I will let go. Not hitting the pre-flop cards at the moment, but that's okay. And 6. Again, I think I'm just checking it down. I think I'm going to get rid of the disintegrate power and then look for something else to go with these powers. Disintegrate isn't the worst thing to have, but I think we want to be looking for a better combination here. Okay, that'll do. This is more like it. We're getting somewhere now. Start being way more aggressive. Because even if we haven't hit yet, we can use this engineer or deploy, upgrade, really start putting the pressure on. I'm gonna bet large now. All right, so this is a really nice spot to be in. The pot is quite large already, and I think I'm gonna let Uncle. I'm gonna see the next card rather than bet myself. Actually, he did recently use disintegrate, didn't he? So it's unlikely he has it himself. So let's go for some more value. I'm saying value because we have such an opportunity here to win. We need any diamond or any 5, and we don't even need it to hit on the river. That's the sick thing. Nice. And then we didn't even need to use any powers, so that's great. We ended up forcing him to use a bunch of his points, but at the same time not using any ourselves. That's really good for us, I think. Got a real shot of getting into Q4 here. I'm going to raise it up. Make it 666 to go. Just keep putting on the pressure. The only thing we're really worried about is if Uncle Gringo uses the EMP power. That can really put a spanner in the works. When I say spanner in the works, I mean we can no longer use our big combination of powers, so that can unhinge us quite a lot. That can create all sorts of problems. But if that does happen, because we have such a chip advantage, I can just let it go. Not that big a deal. So even on a board like this, there is a possibility that we can win, even though we haven't hit in any way, just because of the powers that we have behind us. We are just putting so much pressure on him because we can use this combination if we need to. Not the best turn, I have to say. Has to be admitted. This is not the best turn. And the river, whilst not the worst, it's not the best either. There's a lot in the pot. We have to think about it. Okay. I think it's worth me using the points here. I don't think he has a flush that often after checking. So I'm going to look for 2-pair or a 9. Let's see if we can find one of those. Unfortunately, we don't find anything like that at all. I guess what we want to do is put out the 3 of clubs. I'm going to deploy the 3 of clubs. And then I have upgrade to look for 1,000,000 outs. There we go, we hit. Well, that hurt. That hurt me deep inside. I'll leave this in for the video because maybe some of you want to see the pain. Oh, that was a proper gut punch. We had that pot. Ugh. No. If we end up failing our Q3, I'm going to be super tilted. But I guess that's a lesson to you all. Make sure you're aware of how much time you got left. Don't fuck about, basically. Ah, that's sick. But yeah, I don't know if you saw, but it did actually hit the flush. Oh, that's so sick. All right, we got a hand now. Let's limp. Because we have less points, I'm more inclined to limp rather than to raise. And just don't hit, so I'm just going to give up. Oh, we do hit on the river though. That's nice. Question is, do I want to go for fin value or not? I'm not going to do that. Leave it. If I put any bet out of there with his 7 and a 2, he can draw to all sorts of stuff, including a straight or trips. Right, so Jack 10, I think. I'm going to give this one a go. I'm going to be checking. Probably could use Intel post flop. I think that was a mistake maybe by me. All right, we're stealing that 7. And betting. We got the disintegrate power, so if he just flat calls, I'm not in the biggest upset. He knows I have a 7. He knows that he can give himself a 6. But if he doesn't have something else to go with it, it's kind of pretty useless. Not sure what's going on here. Nice. Fold. That was an important fold. Right, we got 7-6 suited. Because of the powers we have behind, they're very post-flop orientated. The upgrade gets more and more useful the more cards that are out, because you normally have more outs to hit unless the board pairs up. I'm gonna just try and steal the pot. I think we just got to keep being aggressive. Now that he's used intel, if he does call, then we got to fold. I think nice. Using powers and folding is, in general, not a good idea when you have low points. You just got to pretend like it's a good card for you. A lot. You're gonna have to bluff a lot there. Just because you've already invested so much. You've invested chips. You've invested powers. We got queen free here. We're facing a bet. I'm gonna disintegrate the king with our queen free. And go all in. We're saying we have a 10, but occasionally we have a good free as well. We just want the 1,200 already in the pot. That's quite a lot compared to Uncle Gringo's stack size, so if he does have a 10, so be it. But a lot of the time when you bet there, oh dear. Reloading one card is scary. The sweat was real there. Not sure what you had. Yes, what we want to do is limp so that we can use upgrade on a flop. We got a straight draw. I think what I want to do here with a straight draw is put maximum pressure on my opponent. Show that I'm never folding. Okay, looks like he's not going to fold either if he sees this. So by showing that I'm never folding, I am also... I can also use the upgrade power at some point. He allows us to see a river for free. So that's great for us. Gives us way more chances to hit something. We're going to use upgrade. We're going to try and hit that straight. Oof. We got jack high. That sucks. But we had lots of outs to hit. We never hit them. Still going to look him up though. See how wide it called. 9-7 is pretty wide. Has to be said. King 7, I think I'm going to go all in. The blinds are quite high. Only worried about him using a power called Intel. So we can see the next card. This plays more like a spin and go. I'm going to see the 7 again. So he might call pretty wide. Let's see what happens. I mean, if you're sitting there with 10-9, what do you do, right? That was an important pot to win. Normally, again, I would be raising against the reg because of the PowerPoint advantage we have. So if we had engineer, for example, we can use it and he can't, which is really, really powerful. But I don't think Uncle Gringo is regular in these games, so I don't think I can use that to my advantage. We see a 7 coming that won't help us at all. We got a decent hand, so go for it. Gonna keep seeing 7s. Hopefully this doesn't connect with him, but even if it does, we still got 2 overcards to that. So, not the end of the world. Having EMP is pretty useless when our opponent never has any points. But having pocket 10s, I'm okay with that. Pocket 10s, I'm just going to put big pressure on my opponent. Quite happy to take it down pre-flop. It's going to see a 10. Okay. Probably think I'm just having a laugh now. Okay, right. So we get to use the scanner power. We're going to be looking for low cards, lower than a 10. We do not want an ace, I'm telling you that. That's not something I want to see. Quite likely when someone does want to go all in, they've got an ace. All right, we got 10s versus king 6. Hold out now. Hold. Nice. Oh, there we go. Whew. Boom. We are now into qualifier round 4. And if we complete that, then we're into the leaderboard of both the Masters and the Grandmasters. So if you're finding this interesting and want to get in on the Power Up Championship, you still have about almost 2 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks to qualify for the leaderboards, and then the semi-finals, and then the final, which will be streamed live on Twitch. So you still got almost 2 weeks to do so. Make sure you check it out. And make sure you come and check our videos. We've got so many resources for that. We also have a Discord, and on the Discord, we're talking all about Power Up. You can find so many different subsections for clips, for strategy. So definitely come over. We'll put the link of the Discord, and I think that's all I can think of right now. As you can see, our bankroll is at 1491. So we are down from a few weeks ago, but that's okay. The 6+ games went unfortunately quite badly, but we'll be back on it. We're going to try and do our best here on the Power Up series, and then probably go back to the 6+ and try and grind that out and win some flips next time. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I'll be back next week at the latest. Peace.